these couple of ladies were amazing. So one day they were chatting around, and one of them that was bilingual said, why you like Baccarat? Why you like Baccarat? And just with a straight face, I said, I don't like white people. And all around the table in Mandarin or whatever else, they went out, the old ladies that I hadn't seen smile in 6 months are laughing, going, you don't like white people. No.
Me and my buddy, we making all of this money. Yeah, I know it's rude to be bragging. They never catching us slacking. Me and my buddy.
All right, guys, welcome back. Table One Podcast. Co-host Art Parman, other co-host Justin Young, and very special guest today, Randy Sadler, a.k.a. Three Coin, is with us.
Hey, guys.
So,
Yeah.
I am curious, just because I'm not very well versed in that stuff. What does the hand gestures mean? Like, is it like an H-Town thing or like
No, it's 3 coins.
Okay. So, okay.
And I all this whole deal came to me organically. I had a concept of what was going to be this, and 2.5, 3 years later, I still don't know what it's going to be, but I'm leaning into it. So, where we are right now, I can explain some theories behind it, but that changes also.
Well, I'm going to ask you at the beginning of the podcast, and maybe I'll ask you again on the like, what was the inspiration for 3 Coin? Because that's
when I was very young, but in high school, junior high, whatever years, I wanted to go to LA. I wanted to do something. I always liked being in front. I'm a ham, and I ended up falling in love in high school, got married after high school, my senior year, after the summer of, and about 10 months later, we had a little girl. About 12 months later, we couldn't live with each other. So anyway, I didn't go to LA. That's a good thing, because I probably would have been on Skid Row. But anyway, that was a good, So, but let's, end up having a career. And it was always in my mind. I love to do public speaking. I've always been in sales, and I just like, motivation and stuff. I like to hear it. I like to be a part of it. I like to leave it better than I found it. So we started thinking about what I wanted to do next. And it was always something I saw the influencers, and it really wasn't poker. I was just figuring out a way, because I wanted to do public speaking. And I started playing poker, and a guy about 7 or 8 years earlier had told me that I had a chance to be a really good poker player. Of course, he was beating me, and I was, so now I know that's what the chance is of being a good poker. You got a lot of
go to the bank. You're great. Yeah,
great. We're going to work on this. Anyway, but he asked me, this guy he said, sir, excuse me. He says, play a lot of poker. I started laughing. I go, what do you think? He said, well, why do you always play with this? Because you're the best in the room. And I want to be good at this. I said, I played it, kitchen table a few times growing up. And the guy said, well, you want the good news or the bad news? I said, man, hit with the good news. He said, you've got all the skills to be a very good poker player. You get over things fast. You listen. You don't, I've not seen you get angry. And I said, well, thank you. I trust me. I'm listening, and I can't get mad at something I don't even know about. But yeah. And he goes, you want the bad news? I said, sure. It's going to cost you a fortune getting there. He told the truth.
All right. It is the holiday season, and you know what that means? Turkey. That's right. USD turkey. And we at Table One are giving away 200 USDT every single week between Thanksgiving and New Year's to the top 3 rake earners in our player pool. So if you signed up with Table One in the past and you used our code or our link, you are good to go. You don't have to do anything. You are automatically qualified. You can follow along at table1.vegas/rake to see where you stand on the leaderboard. And Justin, if they want a little bit of gravy on their turkey, is there a way for them to get a deposit bonus with our code?
I do know there's a lot of people out there listening right now that have not made an account. But if you do, use our code, sign up, you get this promotion. In addition to that, though, you get 150% on $2,000, which means you can make $3,000 for free, which is ridiculous. In addition, Phenom Poker has introduced more and more higher stake tournaments and bigger guarantees. They've been missing some guarantees, which is kind of nice for extra free money. So might as well get in there now before the secret gets out.
Go Table One. Back to the show.
But it's always been something. There's always been a marker, something that happened me, just like, you shoot a 75 one day and 110 the next. But maybe when you shot that 110, you bounced it on the green on a par 5, so there's always something in poker that said, I don't want to give it up. There's been a diamond in the rough, and I'm sure with y'all's careers, same way.
Yep. We're constantly looking. Yes.
Yeah.
No, for sure. It's nice. Everyone's had downtimes if you've been in poker long enough or gambling long enough. We're no different. I know myself personally, I think I've had 4 pretty deep swells over the last 25 years or whatever. Right. But I've also had 3 really good run-ups right after those. Okay. So
it's coming probably.
That's what I'm hearing.
I think we're all 3. Let's just say we're due. I know I haven't been around you in a while, but we're always due, aren't we?
The due factor.
Some more than others.
Certainly feel due. Yeah, for sure.
I think you originally asked me how it started. I moved to Dallas and I started playing TCH and working on deal. And I just wanted the scene, and I'd seen some influence. I said, I think with my style and fashion, because I wanted a clothing brand, maybe I can get on a podcast. I'm going to need a brand name. And I'd been praying, and I always love entrepreneur stuff. I do hard money loans with one of my sons, legit hard money loans in Texas. And most of our clients are minorities that do the work themselves, and a bank would not have given them an opportunity, and they're so loyal. We have over 200 loans out. We've had one go bad in 2.5 years, and that gentleman could borrow money from us again tomorrow. He gave us the house back. We went through the process of, I don't even know if we had to put it up for auction the way the guy just signed it. It was just, he had so much pride and dignity. He got a little over his skis.
Yeah.
And, man, I'm not sure we don't even have a loan with him now, but I'm just telling you, give people a chance, do business with some, treat people like you want to be treated as an entrepreneur. That's all we do. And if you do that, you're going to have a customer and you're going to enjoy what you're doing. So I've always done stuff like that inside of our family business and how my mom and dad taught us to behave and do business. So that was part of it. So I said, man, maybe I can get on one of these streams. I can start my fashion brand and get on TV and become, my name is 3 Coins. So I'm Prince, Madonna, 3 Coin. I can already start rolling. I can scale up. I'm very scalable in my mind, if you know what I'm saying.
How did you even get the nickname?
Okay, well, here we go. So, I play in, it's on a Thursday game, and at TCH, Thursday midday, Friday midday, that's the 10-5, 5-10, whatever, 2-5. So, one of these little young, brilliant geniuses is across from me. And y'all have seen my style before. I lead into
one of a kind.
Well, I lead into the river. Well,
yeah.
Caught a river that any moron shouldn't even been in on the river, which I was the moron. Always battered hell. And I had my dad always growing up, he and mom they worked hard. They came, I say both of them came from the gravel, rural East Texas. And, they had, every opportunity was in front of them because they could go up. Great families, great pride as families, but just back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, poverty, a lot of in rural East Texas. Anyway, so my dad would give us gold coins when the restaurant started doing better at Christmas, birthdays. He would give vintage gold coins, $20 gold pieces. He'd let us buy some toy, or they would get us gifts and stuff, but he always wants to hold on to something that meant something. Mm-hmm. So I had 3 of his coins around my neck, because y'all know I like a little gaudiness. That wasn't new to 3 Coin. That is 3 Coin. So guy goes, who are you? What's all this stuff you got all those coins around your neck? 3 Coins. I said, I'm 3 Coin, baby. And I said, oh, that just stuck. And my buddies went, oh, because they knew. I said, man, what's a good poker name for us? And we all started laughing. So it came from that. And then a very good friend of mine that I met out and about was a walk-on. No, he is a junior college transfer to SMU. He's been out of college now probably 7 years. He ended up starting for SMU. He went into real estate Dallas. A real go-getter, a young guy. He's probably 31 or 32. And he and his now bride came to my birthday party when I turned 63, probably my 60th birthday when all this was happening, because this is before I started playing, really. And he goes, man, I've been thinking about your name. He said, you need a hand signal because you're so street thug. I said, what do you think, man? What do you think? What do you think? And he goes, 3 Coin. You got the 3 in the coin. He said, and it's also, like, okay.
Yeah.
So I said, well, okay, doesn't look mean enough. So then I went 3 Coin. So I do it like this, the 3 Coin. So it's just organic, simple stuff like that. And I call him QB1. So we always give each other nicknames. So you know what? It's just kind of part of the process. So that's really it. And then it just took off from there.
I like that. Yeah. Something about poker. Nicknames come.
Oh, they go with it.
They find you.
They do find you.
They have to come organically.
Oh,
They
yeah.
don't work.
You can't give yourself one.
Oh, there are some funny ones out there.
I really hope the one guy that got mad at you in the 2-5 game or whatever, I hope he knows who he is and like gets to brag to his friends at least that he helped create.
You know, we have those relationships in poker, don't we? So you kind of remember us. So I don't know. I knew his type, but I can pick his type out. Young, smart, cocky, typical young people that we like to beat.
Anyone under the age of 25.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, we love y'all in the game. Keep practicing. Play online more. I would like for you to play online more and just every now and then dip into a little social game.
That's fantastic. So normally in our podcast, we like to take the viewership back to you were just half a coin.
Yeah.
I was going to say a few pennies, but yeah, either way, I'm not sure how I wanted to know the story first, but like, tell me a little bit about your childhood. Like, I know you kind of touched it on there, like leading up.
Yeah. Well, growing up, my mom and dad, my dad's pop had a barbecue stand. My mom and dad worked at it to make ends meet. My dad ran a poker game. I was probably 3, 4, 5 years old. He was above our garage apartment, and he was on the phone a lot too. So I assume he might have done some booking also. So, a lot of pencil writing down. So I was kind of raised through it. But, we went to church on Sunday. We worked at the restaurant. We had a poker game. My dad was on the phone a lot. It was just good old American pie in East Texas. Mm-hmm. And, it was just, so I was open there. It didn't have a stigma with me.
Sure.
When my dad got busy and could, the restaurants and our wholesale business started making more money, he wasn't on the phone as much at night. And the poker games were, what's at family vacations and holidays. So, I think it's been a core like barbecue where we came from. It's been something that people have used that didn't have other opportunities and they're, fit a need with integrity. So gambling has never had that shadow as far as I was concerned, nor my dad. There's easier ways to make a living, and my dad's pretty smart, so he got out of it.
Yeah. They always say like they always say like there's enough intelligence that like if all the brains in poker like go do something else, do something great, like it's not like poker's easy or gambling's easy. It's just a fun way not to have a boss, I guess. That's kind of the best way to put it.
Classic phrase, tough way to make an easy living.
Yeah, it's the darn truth, isn't it?
All right, if you're watching this podcast, that means you like listening to our voice. Or maybe you don't. I bet you didn't know that in Card Player magazine, every 2 weeks, they put our faces in there, but more importantly, they put a crazy story or two from our episodes into the magazine. So if you haven't seen that, you can actually go to table1.vegas/cardplayer, and it'll have a list of every single story that they've put from our show into their magazine. So you can watch it, or rather not watch it. You can relive the story without having to hear my voice. I've been told I've got a face for radio and a voice for magazines. So, don't really know what that means, but here we are. So if you want to see more stories, crazy ones, relive them from our show, the best ones are right here in Card Player. So go to cardplayer.com directly, click on the magazines link, and you can read them there. Or, like I said, table1.vegas/cardplayer has all direct links to the stories they've done about our show, about our guests. Yeah, check it out. I think you'll like it. All right, back to the show.
So, but I'll tell you what I have, more of the memories of it is the aroma of it. When back then, paper dollars were made out of cloth. And so they held to smell the room. So the room was cigar smoke, a little bit of cigarettes, and it was a small room, a little bit, maybe a third, a little larger than this. Mm-hmm. But man, I'd walk up those stairs and I could hear them up there laughing, people talking trash like we do at the poker table. And my dad was young then. My dad was probably in his mid-20s, but he, as a gambler, you mature and you're around older people if you started young. He was a roughneck working on oil rigs through high school. So these old guys and there's a name for where they sat and played, but it's a great East Texas name. But anyway, he was the youngest guy in the room. These old guys loved him, man. They would, herald this. So I just loved that he ran the show, was in the center of it. So I think that is part of me, like, kind of being a loner and not a loner, but just, I don't mind standing in a line or getting in front of it. And, so I just remember that. But when I smell cigar smoke in a room and that odor man, it just brings me back to a kid up there running around the table and the old man rubbing me, run downstairs and get something out of my truck. Just good old Americana stuff.
What kind of games do you remember? Were they playing a lot of stud or draw? Or?
It had to be stud.
Okay, I didn't know if there was some like
no,
like Iron Cross or
they would flip cards over and things of that nature. Hold'em.
Yeah, Hold'em wasn't a thing. I'm sure.
But in East Texas, in Longview, Doyle and the guys, they all came. My uncle, my dad's brother, played with Doyle and them, and then there was a casino down there, and they're still. I'm not going to mention their names, but iconic people, great people. But the casino that my dad would go to and play with his buddies, Doyle would be in there, and my dad would talk about it. So. That part of the history, it's so funny. It started down there in East Texas. Those guys had their circuit, and then here it is out here. And anyway, it's just, it's 3 degrees to separation, not 7 in the poker world.
Yeah. Poker's not old enough, at least in America, to be further than 3 degrees from anybody.
It's right. So that was, so the romance of poker. And then now that I had a little attention from it, and I've been able to, our brand is growing. We did LA Fashion Week and our first style show for 3Coin. And really, I love poker. I'm not very good at it. Y'all know this. I've got to get into some tournament play. I want to really hang my hat on tournament play and get in that. I think I can, I have the ROI on it. I've probably won less than, $50,000 in poker, but I've only probably played on tournaments. I've probably played less than 24 of them. So I'm enjoying it. And what I used to thought these old farts that when I would play in the tournament were grumpy, now that they've seen me on TV and they know my BS, I have more fun at the tournament tables than I do at the cash tables.
I at least over half agree, because like at least in a tournament, at least the way I view it now, the money's gone. Whatever, $1,000 buy-in tournament, I just lost $1,000. I'm gonna spend the next however many hours they let me play hanging out with as many people that want to talk to me.
Yeah.
And, fuck them if they don't want to talk to me.
We have the same personality at the poker table. You don't talk near as much as I do, and you're more appropriate with your talk. You don't talk when you're in a hand like I do.
Sure.
I talk when I'm in a hand. And did your wife get her hair dyed? 1 second, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying you're me, but I'm glad when you're at a table with me.
Yeah, I don't know. It's supposed to be fun. And like, granted, in cash games, especially some of the higher stakes games, like, the numbers can get big enough to where everyone needs to take it seriously, and I understand that. But
I've gotten better at that, believe it or not. I had to, because guess what?
Yeah,
I'm not running as good as I did, so I'm taking the game a little more serious. Yeah. When I say I'm not running as good, the run is nothing. I'm not playing as good, and I've got to get better. So I'm definitely through the losses I've had this summer.
Yeah,
I'm paying a little more attention.
I mean, literally, the only way to get better is by losing in this game. You got
that's 100% right. That's unfortunate. Like to your buddy's point earlier, or whatever, it's going to cost you a lot of money to get good at it, but
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that blessed us is we came up in online poker where you could lose, and a lot of money might be, I got stacked 10 times for $25, like it was
that's right.
easier to learn for $20 at a time.
That's right.
Art, I tried to play online, and I'm such a visual player and dyslexic. My social game is the best part of my game. And the table and the way I handle myself. So the online game, I just never got. Plus, I'm hard with names. Y'all know this. I call y'all everything from Jimmy to Johnny to Justin to Matt to whomever. If I give you a nickname, then I can remember that. It's a dyslexic thing, or maybe a lot of other things too. But anyway, so the social side of the game, when I sit at a table and go this, and this, then I can say, okay, this person likes this, And I did that in sales. That my dyslexia really helped me in that memory, and I have a repetitive memory, not a photogenic memory. And I'm the same way with hands. I'm really a numbers person, believe it or not. If I've lost that hand like that 3 different times, I've got it locked in and kind of know what happens when I play this. So it takes me a long time to be a solver, but I played enough hands now where it's coming easier. And that's all. That's the other deal. I want to play tournaments, cheap hands.
Yeah. Because
I haven't played near the hands that people have played online yet, but I wouldn't have gained anything from it anyway. I just wouldn't have. So I've got to hit I'm driving headed towards the chug holes, it appears, and I'm not missing one of them, because if you miss it, you won't learn it. And I'm definitely in that process, but I am learning from it.
I mean, I think online is a young man's game anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the learning process when you're really young. I was fortunate to be 18 when the internet poker started coming around, and your brain is a sponge at that age, and you're taking it all in. And I mean, if I had to learn now and the internet was an option for like online poker, I wouldn't do it the same way. I would just go.
I don't think you could. Yeah.
No. You need that hunger and just a brain moving a mile a minute, which I've already killed enough brain cells to where we don't move so fast anymore.
I was real fortunate. TCH, the young guys, Harvey, Castro.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, first time I went to Card House, I was sitting at a table with Harvey, and those kids were great. And, I was kind of like their granddad, and I would just sit there and be a sponge with them. And so funny, that's the other part about poker that I've loved. There's no way that Harvey and I, we see each other, we talk about everything in the world. His wife's pregnant. She's, their family, kinfolk. His little brother's now playing. Yeah, that's where the term came from. Thank you. So the people that I got to know and come up with, they really helped my learning curve. One thing that Chris Cashman, I don't know, he is a cash player, Chris Cashman. He was a savant chess player, and then now he's in Macau or somewhere playing. And the kids, I met him. You could play at 18 in the card houses in Dallas. I met him. He's 18. I think he's 23 now. And when I started playing, and one time I went on Hustler a couple of years ago, and the first time I was there, Chris goes, 3-coin. When a pro bets all in front of you on the turn, don't bluff him. I go, let me put that down. Now, what was that again? Pro bets on the turn. If I don't have what I think are a winning hand, which at the time I didn't really know what a winning hand looked like. It was a very broad look for me.
Yeah.
And so he even said, already, there's a chart up there, aces. It goes down. Those aces.
Eights is up top. Eights is up top.
So anyway, right, eights. But I said, okay, man, I got that. But he was so true. So just stuff like that, they would watch me and come back and go, come on now. And one night we were in a stream on TCH, and Chris was on there. And y'all, I don't know what I had. He checked in front of me on the river. And man, I had 2 pairs, something. I raised him. Instead of going all in, he just called me. He had quads. I looked at him on the stream and went, but thank goodness there's guys like that and girls that give us a break sometimes too. There's honor among thieves.
There should be.
There should be. But there really is in the tables that we find ourselves at, because we don't have to sit where places we don't want to sit anymore.
That is true.
Yeah, when you can create your own environment, it helps a lot to make the game better for everybody that actually is in that environment.
That's right. And y'all's table, I mean, I'd played Bobby's Room. Nothing wrong with Bobby's Room. I'd played, at some spots. But when I found y'all's morning games, oh man, I've had so dang much fun learning, playing, some winning. But the other part too is you guys, that money stays in the room. You have regulars that come through there. So no one is really, they want to be able to come back. So it is a game that you don't get killed if you make a mistake in y'all's game, because that's really not how it's played.
Correct. Yeah.
And because y'all know, okay, man, I'm going to, it has definitely a parameter and a window of play that I'm comfortable with. If I wasn't, I'd say thanks for them. But like I've done a lot of places in town now, they're just not my game. They're not bad games.
Sure.
They're just not built for what I play poker for.
Thank you. That's a really good endorsement.
Yeah. No,
just make that a commercial for us.
No, 100%.
Play table 1.
Yeah, no.
Just a quick break here, guys. Are you tired of playing with players like this? Not this.
No.
This? Or this?
Or do you want to play with players like this?
Oh, wait. If you like having fun at the poker table, Table 1 is the game for you. We play high stakes, no limit, 100 blinds. And if you want to get into the game, it's actually super easy. We have a website, table1.vegas. You just go to the website, you click get a seat in the game, and fill out the form. It's that easy. It's your name, it's your phone number, it's the date that you're here, and I will personally reach out to you.
And it's only $5K minimum buy-in. Run it up at 2.5 and join us.
And everybody comes through town. I mean, I've made Aura my poker home because of the way Aria runs a game and the way that the private games work with Aria and their team. I mean, it's hand to glove. And there's table captains because it's y'all's game. But Aria backs that up that y'all are table captains, but also Aria is governed by the state of Nevada, and I don't play home games in Texas or anywhere. They've got to be governed. And Texas really doesn't have a governing body when it comes to gambling. And that's already proven itself to be bad because they don't have, not that the government knows everything, but at least you've got somebody, if you do screw it up, you're going to get a penalty or fine and maybe go to prison. So Texas doesn't have that yet. So you've got to watch inside of the poker world in Texas where you play also, because the kind of money that's being played, there's going to be a bad nickel in every bunch if they can figure it out. Not at y'all's game.
No, but that's fair. Like, I mean, it's I've been burned at home games before. I feel like just about everyone. I'm pretty sure Art has. And then, you got to learn the lesson once, sometimes twice. But like after that, it's just like, okay, yeah, I understand. You can't have some of the external things that you can have in a home game that, a casino won't allow. But, I like my security and knowing that I won't be cheated a lot better than not having scanty clad girls and drugs like everywhere and stuff like that. I'm too old for that shit anyway.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah. No, I concur.
So, I mean, it's tough when you're working in a gray area like in Texas, but they're coming along. They've had a couple court cases, right, where they've backed up the card houses, and now I think that governing body will probably happen at some point.
I think so too. The guys that are in it where we play when we come down there, they want it to be like a Vegas style place, obviously, with that kind of regulation. So the legitimate ones are leaning into more, oversights, which we know who those are, and we play poker with them, and it's outstanding. So I played at the Palace Prime this past week. It's brand new.
Okay.
It's Grand Prairie. Is it Palace Prime? I guess they'd probably like me to say it correctly. I'll think of it in a second. But anyway, Jungle Man was there. Mariano was there. Of course, Doc Hollywood lives there. And we had a great game. It was our first stream. And it was a blast. And all the great players at TCH and play tournaments and everything. Y'all would know them too. But man, it was a good game. Mariano and I always get after it. I mean, the boards act crazy when Mariano are in a game, and he and I always find each other. And man, it's just exciting.
He's not afraid to put it in.
No, he isn't.
Sometimes he takes his sweet time.
Oh, yeah, that now. What's funny is that I like about Mariano, whether he's playing for $500,000 or $40,000, he's playing like it's the money. It's competition to him, and it's the win. He's not playing the stack. He's playing the hand as a competitor, and that's what I've noticed because I watch him, play a $500,000 hand, and he's got the same determination when we're playing for what's a lot of money where I play.
Sure.
But he transfers both, and I think that's hard to do at y'all's level. Playing the game, then okay, this is real money here. I may lose $10,000 a day, but $10,000 is a lot of damn money, and y'all play, per the game. And Mariano's good at that.
Yeah, he's a competitor.
You
can tell he's just trying to make the right decision.
Yeah,
even though it is a lot of money sometimes.
So I do want to know. I know you got started on stream and the Texas card houses and stuff like that. So how did you getting reached out to happen to get on Hustler or to come to Vegas for
Nick on Tilt? Okay. Of course, Wolfgang was down in Texas, and Wolfgang and I just hit it off. I mean, he's such an intelligent guy, and now I see his trajectory. And people go, oh, he's just came from the social media. I said, can you spell Triton? I mean, he filmed his way at the final table at the Triton. Did he win the thing? I know he got third and one.
I don't know.
He's killing it.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, if you're good at social media, you're generally fairly intelligent. Like it's just whether or not you have the drive to find a different avenue other than social media. Like,
exactly.
I don't think the intelligence is ever an issue for most of the personalities on social media.
Well, the intelligence part, but y'all both know with poker, I mean, it also is a personality and how to carry yourself and how to fit that inside of the confounds of the game. Like I was playing in the big show, I think that's what it's called. But anyway, the big game. I mean, I'm a poker influencer. That's what I am. I like it, and I love being able to sit in that room. But I said, the guys, Sean, Player of the Year's in it. Durkee's in it. Jason's in it. $60 million in winning since he was from 20. Y'all probably played online together in the beginning.
Yeah, probably.
He and Sean and y'all came. You're younger than them, but they're all in the 40s. Early 40, or I think Sean's turning 40. But anyway, just that challenge and the competitive. I said, I'm sitting here as I'm C League in the NBA. Y'all, people that play with y'all are 1% and 2%. Y'all don't sidebar y'all's living. If y'all have a bad run of cards, hell, I'd be living outdoors. Y'all aren't. So that y'all are that 1% and 3% like a super pro. I mean, I'm not sitting here. It's just fact. Yep. But poker has such a luck factor. I can sit at the table, and that day, that afternoon, I could beat y'all. And I am the Joe playing against the pros. So although every now and then when I'm winning, I think I'm one, I'm not. But the Joes get it. And they said, Randy, just keep doing it, So I'm having as much fun being a Joe getting to sit at this table now. I know why I got to sit at the table, because I have some money that I can play at the table.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. I think it's kind of nice. We have this show and we get on like poker crushers who like didn't do anything, never had a job, and they ran their $50 up only playing poker. And then we've had like business people who've played in our game, like Ron Corey, Sean Madden, Victoria Live Shits. Like they approach it as a hobbyist like you do, but like
a competitive hobbyist.
You still want to be competitive. You want to learn. It's like, it's interesting to see the way that different people kind of attack it. Like Victoria, she played a 25K tournament just so she could rub shoulders with like a Jason Kuhn and like try to make friends with Andrew Lucky Chewy. And I don't know. I think it's cool just the way you're coming into this hobby, like trying to.
You say it all the time, like poker's a great equalizer. Like it's, I mean, not just for like friendship and like, being friends with someone that's a multimillionaire and someone that's like barely scraping like, bills by. But the beautiful part of the game is, to your point, Joes versus pros. Like I not that I want to, but like, I can't go play one-on-one against like LeBron James tomorrow if I wanted to. Like, I couldn't even offer him like $100,000. He'd laugh at me probably. Yeah. But if you have a little bit of money and you want to play with some pros, you can do it 300 days a year in poker. Like,
and that is nice. The part, you get in the door. Now you're how much money you want to lose. That's up to you. How long because you can stay at the door breaking money to the table.
At some point they hold the door open for you.
Is there a seat?
You want to go to Harvard? Or you want to go to how much tuition you want to pay?
One day I was walking in the room and the table was full. I look over, someone got knocked out of their chair. 3 coins, sit right here. Okay, get up, move on, we'll get you back in the table. No, I'm teasing, but just with a little bit of heads up, I can kind of go play a game here in a minute.
No, I mean, that's kind of how it was back in the day before private games existed. It was just like, we'd have all our regulars and everything like that, and then we'd spot somebody, and it's just like, you got to leave. Yeah, you got to go. Or we're going to go 11-handed. Like, and it's just,
you had to. You had to.
Yeah. Only way.
It was a different time then. I don't know. I think I prefer the earlier times, in all honesty. I like the transparency better now, though. But
yeah. Well, and that's the other part. I mean, talking about who I played with, athletes, stars, and moguls. I mean, just the room that we're in, man, I've made more friends at this point in my life over 60 than I made through junior high to high school. And I'm talking about people that I really want to be around and learn from. And one thing I've noticed, billionaires are not the best poker players. The millionaires are a hell of a lot better poker players. The billionaires, you can read them like a book. They're so tight. They're not going to, that money beats, they're not looking at chips. They're still looking at money. So I love a little billionaire at the table. And they get madder than hell too. Oh man, I love it. But they also, you sit there and learn and you pick up on, I'm going to write that stock down. And they're generous. They're generous with their knowledge, not insider trading. And my dad told me that when I was very young. He said, Randy, you see a guy that's been successful. You can sit him down if he's not working or she's not working, and she'll give you the keys. She'll tell you exactly how they got there because and he said it like this, the key part. He said, they'll give you the car, but you got to put the key in and crank it. He said, they'll tell you exactly every move, every misstep, whatever. And they give it away gladly because there's an art to it, but there's also a similarity to it. Everybody goes through the same motions and the same steps, whatever it is. So early on, I always liked being in a room with, and Dad told me too, he said, hire someone smarter than you are. You don't have to be the smartest guy, just hire the smartest and get out of their way. Don't let your ego keep them from doing their job. So that's the kind of training I had growing up. And man, it's just so basic, but it's so factual. But all the billionaires confirmed it, and the millionaires and just competitive people that are winning. It's the same footprint. You got to get up. That was a good hit, but Smelling salts. Okay, let's do it again. And that's everybody that sits at these tables at the level of which y'all get to play and that I'm now being a part of. It makes you better, or you have to get away from the table.
That's true. Yeah.
So
it does eat a lot of people up, like just in general. That can't handle the swings, or they associate the gambling with drinking, drugs,
right,
women, whatever it is.
Right on. The gambling deal that's gone on with the NBA and the cheating. So at that same WSOP cruise, and I hope it is WSOP. I think it is. It was the cruise. One of the P's, one of the W's.
Probably WPT. I think
that's what it was.
Yeah,
it was WPT.
Yeah.
So WPT cruise, and it's coming up on 2.5 years. But anyway, Curtis was on the cruise. A boxer named Curtis. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, okay. No, I know who it is.
Yeah, of course we do.
No?
Why not?
Okay,
hey, the world knows about him.
Curtis Meeks.
Yeah.
So Curtis Meeks was on the cruise. So I met Jess, the top of the game. I met people that were not at the top of the game because they don't want to play the game like we are supposed to play the damn game. So I'd heard about him. He was playing in some private rooms, probably had a shuffler with him from what I understand. And they said, well, man, he's up 300 million or 300,000. I go, wow, man, good looking guy, athletic, charismatic. So Rampage was on the cruise too. And Rampage, that was a young Rampage, the rock star Rampage, and the one that was losing like I'm losing right now, Rampage, which now he's home run Rampage. But he, ebb and flow. So I'm sitting at a cash game on Tilt Nick's with me. And Nick and I, that's when we first got our partnership together, was on that cruise. We went and said, well, let's see, because Nick was growing and I had some money that I wanted to put towards something that I could do some content with. So Nick and I were forming our partnership too. So that cruise, it was kind of a great launching pad. I saw a little bit of everything in that 5 days. And I mean everything. The beaches. Oh, stack of steak. You're going to do what it do. Paula was with me. Honey, you look fantastic in your suit as well. Anyway, I digress. So we're all at the table. And Nick, of course, Nick is like a 70-year-old reincarnated person in a 22-year-old's body. He's got so much street wisdom, card wisdom, photogenic memory. Nick on tilt. We know him. I mean, everybody's seen him and loves him like I do. We all do. So we're at the table. Well, Curtis is pulling some moves, and Nick kind of said, don't get in the hands of that guy. Nick had never played with him. He just kind of said, hey, if you're in a hand with him, it ain't going to work right. Nick, when we were playing heads up, Nick would take every penny. And then after this, man, this is how I beat you on that hand. He didn't warn me during the game. No one does. We know that.
Yeah.
So he and Nick do a flop, and there was a coin being tossed, and you called what you wanted in the air. Curtis basically said we cheated and didn't pay us. It's a $5,000 flip.
Mm-hmm.
It's total BS. And Nick wanted to kill him. And Nick, I didn't know Nick was Golden Gloves and all that. And Nick, man, you're 23 years old. We're fixing to make some money together. You can get your head knocked off by a middleweight champ. It still looks like he's in pretty good shape. Nick said, I'll kill him. Or I don't know about kill. He was very upset. Yeah. And I had to say, I don't know you that well, Nick. Do you have health insurance? Seriously. He goes, no. I go, let's don't do this today. I said, revenge is a dish served cold. I go, please now, Nick, seriously, I'm going to go back to my cabin. His girlfriend, now wife, was with him, and Paula was with me. And I mean, I didn't know Nick that well, but as a guy that's had his butt whooped by people that don't have a Golden Glove, I could take a punch, but I don't really want to go get one. So anyway, we fast forward. I'm playing in Bobby's room about a year later. Oh, and the guy did cheat us. He did. Nick went online about it. The guy paid us half of it back because if Nick would pull it down.
Oh, wow.
So
how did he cheat? Was it a weighted coin or?
No, he just pulled the verbiage away. He basically bullied himself out of not paying us because with his strength. A technicality. A girl called they didn't call it till it hit the table. Just BS. Yeah. And he physically was not going to pay us.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you know this story, but there was a famous scam in Vegas where a guy had really, really good eyesight, and he could flip a coin and he could see it and he would know which side it's going to land on by catching it, like 60% of the time or 70%. Like he was that good.
Yeah.
And he was scamming lots of poker players. I guess it's not a scam if you say I can flip you. And
yeah, it was he let you pick the coin. It was completely fair. And he's just like,
You just knew what side.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll catch it like this, and then like
advantage player, advantage flipper,
exactly,
right?
yeah.
Advantage flipper.
But he got a lot of people. Like
he was like taking him up to the hotel room and like, all right, let's go flip up there. And like, I mean, he's banned now, I think everywhere, but I don't even know who the guy was. But anyway,
it was an outlier thing like that. So on that one cruise down, I mean, I saw it was really a documentary or an encyclopedia for what could and could not happen, and also to the nightlife, the up life, the down life. My wife swears she got Mickey. I don't know. We did. She have to go to the hospital or anything, but she got mad at me and she lost a lot of money. And then she said, "Well, I got roofied." I said, "Okay, sure you did. I did too." No, but
I get roofied 5 times a week.
Yeah, it was just. It was from that cruise. I look back on it, and now the people I knew from that cruise that are still in the business. I say we're carnival people, and I'll see you at the next stop, in this world. That's also the beauty of it, because we pick back up right where we left off.
Yeah. Do you, I don't know, we were talking like blackjack and other table game stuff. Do you got any good like DJ run stories at the tables that you can share?
Well, I will tell you what, and where I learned to play poker was the Horseshoe in Bossier City. I'm from Deep East Texas. My dad is from outside of Bossier City. His people are from there. He's got a little Cajun in him. So I love going over to Bossier City, and they had Baccarat there. So I started playing Baccarat. And at the time, y'all, I looked like a big panda. I weighed about 330 pounds. So, the culture of the Baccarat fit right in if my eyes were a little bit not as wide, because I look like Buddha. I mean, seriously, Big Panda. So they nicknamed me Big Panda. They really did, the ladies. And, when I say the ladies, the ones that everybody looks at before they put their chips down, Sure. You follow them. I play, it's a social game. It's boring to me, but the hot player, I just bet with them.
Right.
And that really did help me get back up and fund it, because these couple of ladies were amazing. So one day they were chatting around, and one of them that was bilingual said, I'll do an accent. Why you like Baccarat? Panda, why you like Baccarat? And just with a straight face, I said, I don't like white people. And all around the table in Mandarin or whatever else, they went out, and the old ladies that I hadn't seen smile in 6 months are laughing, going, you don't like white people. So that endeared me to them and me to them. And you know what? It's true. I don't like white people. They either get on my nerves, get in my pocket, or they're arrogant as hell. I mean, I don't know about a race that has had more entitlements and takes more credit for getting all the credit at birth. Anyway, I digress. That's a whole other topic. We're going to get canceled.
Tune in.
Not us.
Podcast.
We're uncancelable, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I just added to another deal. But when I say that, I don't like arrogance or people that think they deserve the right to be there. You earned the right to be there. And so does somebody else in the room. So it just arrogance and bigotry I hate in any form. I just noticed that it's more of a lighter complexion that acts that way more than not. It's in my 63 years. Now it's changing. I think we're all getting along better, but especially from my early ages to my 40s, before someone realized I too can make a house payment. It's just things are getting better.
Okay, but by that, I think that's the right attitude anyway. To think that things are always getting better, because
they are. It's small steps, though.
It's small steps.
Which is nothing wrong with small steps. You gotta recognize, looking back over 20 years, 40 years, 60 years, being like, I can see the difference.
Yeah, and I will say this too. I definitely have. I try to be an open mind whenever I walk into a room, whoever's in the room. But what I also am very cautious of, I think I can speak for a minority just because I don't have a lot of the innate, feelings towards them. I'm not an authority on, is it getting better? For me, I'm trying to make it better. And I think if we all do that, it will get better. So I'm not saying, it's not my, oh man,
right.
You ask, Martin Luther King, if he was here, he'd say, we still got a ways to go.
Sure.
So then that's my attitude towards it.
All right. I want to talk about something, I don't know how to put it, but basically I want to talk about your dad selling his company and coming into all this money and inheritance.
Yeah.
And like how that
crazy. It was very crazy. It honestly.
For those that don't know, what was the company's?
Sadler Smokehouse.
Sadler Smokehouse. They sold to Hormel Foods.
Hormel Foods.
$270 million, something like that.
Yeah, that's crazy. It was, and honestly, a lot of people worked their tail off. Yeah. And we did a lot of that, and we had a lot of success. My dad gives it credit. He rededicated his life to the Lord when he was 40, and there's been a book written about he and my mom both. They just, they came. My mom's dad had a gas station and a prosthetic knee. Lost his right leg from the knee down in an oil field accident when he was 18, and he got a T model as his severance still, and he sold the T model and rented a shop, and they were raised in a little small community outside of a small community. And my dad's grandparents raised his granddad and grandmom raised my dad in the country, and his parents were not great parents. His grandparents were his parents. His parents were good people, but parenting was not their thing. And it just was. But his grandmother and granddad raised him. And my dad just came up and he was going to and he wanted to take care of them. And so we had money when money wasn't even part of it, just the way we were raised and working towards something as a family. I like to say this. It was not a monetary wealth that I was raised with. The monetary came later because of how the way my mom and dad, their life paradigm of moving forward and working. My dad said, we're going to move forward. If someone gets in your way, ask them to move or run over them. You're not going to be stopped. If you get hit, get your butt back up. And he wasn't a mean person. He wasn't like, I'm going to win here. No, he said with integrity. So I was very, very fortunate. Someone that we'd sold our company to an equity group in 07. Well, 08, the crash came. Equity group had borrowed 90% of it. We got to buy it back for a third. But at 40, when my dad turned the company over to God, then the trajectory was crazy. And that's what I know that was a difference maker for me and my family and other people. And, and it's what came first, the chicken or the egg? God came first in our lives. We didn't give him credit for it until we did. And when we did, you talk about favor. And on a good day, we had favor getting through it. And I still have them every day. But I know where I've got something that can get me through it. And if that's preaching, that's not preaching. And I've got positivity. Yeah. And I've got scars from doing it my way. But there's someone knows more about it. Like Dad said, hire the best and let them do their job. That's what he did. And my mom too. But so someone asked me about 40, said, Randy, man, you've done this and that. I said, yeah, I didn't fumble the fumble. I had two parents that loved me. I knew when I came home, the lights were going to be on. And now listen, you couldn't tell we had electricity because if you left the room, you better turn that damn light off. So, is electricity off? No, Dad's home. Everybody's hitting the switch when they leave a room. Y'all, the funniest story about my dad is so funny. They had built, and he and Mom never had a mortgage payment. They rented a house or they paid cash. Dad said, the banker's not your friend. When he and some entrepreneurs got together and made some money, first generation, they started a bank to loan to people that the big banks wouldn't loan money to. The big banks would loan my dad money when he was 19. My dad was 45, bought the banks that he and these entrepreneurs had started. Had they loaned my dad that $1,000, my dad would have never been a competitor. So stuff like that, a grinder, you just don't quit. And it always comes back around. And me, I'm not Michael Irvin. I get up and dance and spike the ball. Y'all see me when I won a hand occasionally. What I do when I hit. But Dad, he just does that. He's got this loud, somebody will compliment me for something, he'll go, gotta get bashful. He knows it, but he doesn't take time to relish it. He's just moving forward. So so back to where I'm headed with this. They was telling me for the company, I was the spokesperson. They'd asked, the story. So I told our story, which I was a part of, benefited it, probably held it back some, but my dad made me better and pushed me to be better. Not just because I was his son. If he saw something in you, he'd never let go until you did. And it's his son, that's his people. He's just that kind of person. My mom as well. So I said, I had two loving parents that loved me. They were so busy. I was over disciplined, and they were so busy and over loved. So I've had all the things. I hadn't had a hard left hook like my parents had, like a lot of people have had. So I've been very fortunate, and I've maximized the fortunes when I was trying to, and I've always tried because it meant something to me.
Do you have any siblings?
I do. I'm the middle. I've got a brother, Rick, total different personality, great athlete, great human, great dad. He ran our HR department. He ran our plant when it was small, but he's always really cared about our employees. And as the company got larger, we had to go outside, for specialists in those categories. But Rick ended up, the employees trusted him as somebody, if they were being bullied by us. Yeah, he was HR before there was an HR for us. He's just always been that guy. And what I love about my brother was I always entertain our customers and do the tours and everything. And Rick, my brother, he's heard me do my skit 30 times. And every time he's in the room, and because I would introduce him, because we really are a family business. Mm-hmm. And he would laugh like he'd never heard the joke before. And one day I went, and I would at some point walk over to him and go, man, can you change your jokes up? You're a little funnier than you are. But I never felt that from him. And if the roles were reversed, I wouldn't even like me if I was him. But he loves me. He laughs at me. He doesn't take me serious.
I like that. It's kind of like the podcast bro thing where you're like, you tee up a thing and you know what I'm going to say, but you pretend that you don't.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah. What do you mean, Art?
Did we do that?
Maybe a little bit.
He is as happy in his life at his peak as I am when I'm at my peak. It's different peaks. So but my sister's the same way. She married a great guy. He ended up being the president of our company. Oh. And he was 2 years ahead of me in school, National Honor Society, great athlete, went to A&M scholarship. He's always been somebody I went, damn. He married my sister's, I think, 7 years younger than Jason. And I'd gone, we were all out of high school. Jason was at graduate of A&M, and my sister, he came back home to see his family and ran into my sister out and about. And she goes, I'm in love. I said, who? I wasn't around while I was traveling, selling stuff, but she said, well, do you know this guy? And I said, you graduated 2 years older than me?
7 years is a big difference.
I go, get pregnant. Don't let him go. Trap him. Trip him. Get a tattoo
brotherly
of him.
Love.
Yeah.
Pinholes and condoms.
Yeah. Exactly. No. Now, and my sister has a lot more class than I do. I'm in trouble right now. Thanksgiving is not going to be good. She's so sick of seeing me. She probably won't hear this. Someone will text her, though. She'll get word back.
Don't worry. We only
damn
have
Randy.
One female listener, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably not her.
Anyway, so he ran our company in the last 10 years when we bought the company back from the equity group. We had a 10-year period before we sold to Hormel, or maybe 9 years. Jason was made president of the company, and people try, man, how does it feel to work for your brother-in-law? I go, like he's making me a lot of money.
There you
He's
go.
qualified. He's a Fortune 500 guy. I'm not. If y'all remember, I'm dyslexic and barely got out of high school. Don't have the qualifications to run this mammoth company, but he did. And my dad, one thing working in family business like y'all did, my dad said, y'all can get mad for 48 hours at work. You say mad for a month, his brother and sister or in-law or outlaw, but don't bring that crap back up here to this plant. These employees don't deserve it. So we always had those kind of rules in the family business. And I think every business that has a good culture has those. Okay, we've whined enough. Either get you a new job or come here and make this one better. And so that was just common sense stuff, the way, and same way in poker and anything else that we want to be good at. That paradigm travels.
So what year was it that you guys sold? The second time, I guess.
Yeah, it was, I'll tell you what, the guy that was retiring, that he'd been with the company, he and I sold each other. And he was over food service sales, and he ended up being completely over sales for Hormel Foods, and he was retiring. And a year before he was retiring, he said, I know you guys aren't for sale. Y'all sold to an equity group. Your dad hated how they treated his employees. Y'all got the company back. He said, do you think are y'all for sale? I said, it'll be a real simple question. I walked down to his office and asked him. My dad said, close the door. He said, I don't want to say his name because he's retired.
Sure.
But I go, yeah. He goes, Randy, I've been praying about this. My dad was he's 85 now. So that's, he was mid-70s, maybe 78, 79. Ready, his legacy, he wanted it in place. I could just see if I'd built what he and Mom had built, and we'd worked together as a family, I'd want to see it through to completion and make sure I left here with the next level done. And if we hadn't had a buyer, we had plans in place to how to manage it and move forward. But it all worked. He said, yeah. He said, I'll let them, I'll talk to them. And push came to shove, so it rose around, well, the gentleman at Hormel, he said, Randy, there's a national catastrophe coming. It's going to change the world. And he said, and it was COVID. Mm-hmm. We closed about a month before the world shut down. If we not closed then, their board would have put all new purchases and acquisitions on hold.
Yeah.
So when we look back and who we have our faith in and stuff, it's all just, and my dad didn't work through that. He does, because when we sold our company, so much so when we sold to the equity group, I may have had some stuff on my background as a young person that hopefully is timed off. If not, I'll talk about it in the podcast. I don't care. They read my background, and I sold probably 90% of those pounds that went through our plant. I was oversell, so all of it. But I was directly the big customers. It's like when he said at the poker table, they're my friends. I'll tell them, I'll tell y'all what I have sometimes, or I'll tell you what I'm going to think I'm going to have. But that's how I dealt with my customers. You buy from people you trust and you like, and on a bad day, it's a bad day, and they'll help you get through it. So that's kind of how I did in business and everything. So that's how he was. But I went to him, I said, Dad, and they called me and said, Randy, we got here to tell you got some stuff on your record in equity groups borrow from banks. Said, you need to write a paragraph on this incident. I said, well, I'm dyslexic. You're going to have me quote it to somebody because I'm going to spell it. Y'all ain't going to be able to read it, He started laughing. He said, does your dad know about any of these things? I said, no, but when do I need to tell him? He said, well, tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to have a conversation with him. I said, I'll talk to him in the morning. I go in his office, and I'd had a DWI, and I had a deadly conduct charge with a firearm, same incident. I got convicted on both. 3rd-degree misdemeanors. I'm not proud of it. I was in my early 30s, mid-30s when it happened. I've got some time in the AA room for it, and had more church in AA than I've had at corporate church. I'm not jumping around, but I'm jumping around. But anyway, I own my stuff. You can't help. I live so dang loud. I mean, that looked like that's 4AI. No, that was me. Now I go, well, it looks like me, but I'm not so sure. I don't remember the words. Let me get with Dr. Trump on this, and I'll figure it out. But anyway, so I just said, hey, Dad, this, that, the other. And I said, Terry called me and said, this could be a problem. Y'all, he amazes me. He said, son, I've been praying about this. If it keeps us from selling this company, that's God's keeping us from it. You don't worry about this. When I was your age or younger, if they wrote down every time I went up astray before I was tried not to, but he didn't beat me up. He didn't care about the money. He had been praying about keep us from if it's not the right thing. And I sit there and I go, he always amazed me. When I thought I was going to get the biggest butt whooping of my life, and when I didn't pick up the trash and drop in the trash can, he scolded me like I'd slap Mom. Mm-hmm. It was the small things that showed him how you were going to be as a human. And so that was just the simple complex of the way my mom and dad and our family kind of lived our life through their leadership and the leadership before him, his grandparents. So, I mean, I'm proud of who I am. And I'm also spent some embarrassing moments for my mom and my dad as humans. And none of us are perfect, but it's your intent is what really matters to me.
Hell yeah.
And I've had good intent around me, and it's made me want to keep good intent. Even on days when I had a deadly conduct charge, or I had one cocktail too many that St. Patty's Day. And ashamed of it, very ashamed of it. But I'm going to talk about it and try to keep someone else from duplicating it if I can. I've lived long enough now to know, man, everybody's got a pimple or two.
It's true. I know a few people that have had DUIs, DWIs, and most people are grateful that they didn't hurt anyone, and they got that,
that chapter.
It's a reality check.
It is definitely a reality check, but we did sell the company, and the rest is history. We got a chance to buy it back, and then
it is wild the timing on that. Like I follow a couple other like business stuff, and one of the stories that kind of recurs is that luck, or as you said, maybe it's faith that made it happen. But like one guy sold his company for $20 million that I follow, and literally 1 week after the deal closed, the champion of the deal, the guy who was pushing it through, got into like a really bad skiing accident. He was in the hospital for like 9 months or something like that, and it wouldn't have gone through if that happened 1 week prior or something like that. So those little things that happen, you don't really think about running good in those spots, but you're running good in those spots.
The ins and outs of it and the way it happened, and it was, we maneuvered, and it was crafting the flop, the turn, the river. It was playing. There was multiple games going on depending on the people at the table. So it really is it's like poker. I think that's why I like it, because my job was to manage different personalities where we both could win. Because our product, when we got a place in the grocery store shelf, whether it be refrigerator or frozen, I made that buyer's bonuses for him because my dad said, our customer coughs, we catch the flu. Be serious about it. And so I was reliable. My company was reliable. They backed me up. And if we had a bad day, Dad said, let that buyer know when we know, and then let them know what we're going to do to fix it. Don't hide behind it and tell them why we're late, him thinking we're going to be there. Just so, talk about my dad a lot. My mom ran the restaurant like my dad ran the manufacturing. We wouldn't have the manufacturing business had my mom not ran that restaurant, 2 restaurants at times, like a CEO too. So she is definitely, I don't know who's the wind beneath the wings, but they both could fly. So yeah, it's cool. So I talk about my dad a lot because I worked with him for a longer stretch in my life, but my mom, she championed all of us. And she's still around too. Ornery as heck, beautiful as heck.
They make him strong in East Texas.
Oh, they do, man. 84 and 85. I think they met each other at 14 and 15. It's a cool story.
It is. Let's talk about your new business, your startup, your 3Coin, baby.
Oh man.
Yeah, let's talk about the clothing market.
I want to
fantastic.
You're in a new business.
Yes.
You're gonna try to grow it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's been great. And poker, as you can tell, it was a lane I could get there the fastest. I say, I didn't. Colonel Sanders didn't start Kentucky Fried Chicken until I think he was nearly 67, maybe. And I started this. I had a thought of it when I was probably 58. And I'm always about motivating and doing things like that. Being dyslexic, you've got a chip on your shoulder. If I come in out of the rain not soaking wet, I've done something. People think, you can't even get out of the rain. But please don't underestimate a dyslexic person. They'll be wearing your coat, your shoes. They'll be driving your car. I mean, please give us a chance.
My dad and my wife, both dyslexic.
See,
so
you already know.
We're good. We're good.
But anyway, so I love a challenge and it gives you a grit. Whether dyslexia, whether it's that birth defect, handicap, being raised tough, whatever, or being raised great and then going, you know what, I've had a lot of favor, but I'm going to have some integrity and work like I hadn't. Just whatever it is, giving it that extra step and making it matter. I had an abundance of that and still do. And so my brand is, my sand's moving fast. I can't waste a day. And that's why I move around. I mean, people ask me all the time, that is part of my deal. I travel every week with my job. So, I mean, I'll go check in a hotel just to stay away from home. Because I need to move. That's how I am. So it really has played into this poker lifestyle and being here, there, and the branding. The kid that does my fashion is my fashion designer, was a pro motocross guy at 14. It's my son's best friend. Caton is now nearly 30. I've known him since he was probably 12, 13, 14. He went to California and lived, he got signed and sponsored. So he left his parents in East Texas and lived, like an exchange student out in Cali and was a pro rider up until he was 19. He got hurt. He was rising in the ranks and his career was over. But he'd always dressed cool. He always had a little grunge look or something. And I've always liked fashion. So I noticed it about him. So Caton, I said, now Caton, and once I caught up with him, I saw him in Dallas. We'd already kind of started our brand. And my son said, well, Dad, Kate does that. I said, Caton who? He said, Kate Motor. I said, oh, yeah, what's he doing? His daddy got hurt. He went to fashion school, sews and doing his own brands in the business. I said, well, come on, talk to me. Well, that was probably 6-7 years ago, probably. Maybe not that far, 5 years at least, because he was doing separate and I was doing my brand separate. And then I said, man, I'm ready to start a brand with this. I think I got the platform through being, y'all see how I dress, change hats and all that. That was my platform. And man, we did Vegas Fashion Week. We picked up some of the largest street brand boutiques around the country, the largest, seriously. Had favor, went to LA and did the style show Fashion Week. My daughter, Caton, his significant other, they were raised together. She's stylish. She's in the industry. So I've got people around me organically that I trust. We're friends and we can get on each other's tail and we just organically, and it's a blast because everybody's on board. Just like you guys, y'all niche, y'all are doing things together, but separate. And you know what? Sometimes y'all don't want to have lunch together. Sometimes they don't want to have lunch with me ever. I say, I'm fine. Then 1 or 2 will come out. We're good. Uber's coming. We're working on some stuff.
I mean, you said it. One of the things I noticed about myself anyway is that like I had a period of time, maybe like, I don't know, right after 21, 22, where like 2021, 2022, where I like thought I had everything figured out. Yeah. All the money was good, but I didn't feel like it really had a purpose. So I kind of self-sabotaged a bit.
Oh, yeah.
And like, if you don't have something you're going for, like all the money in the world's not going to help you. So I like that you're doing your brand. Do you have like a big goal or you're just taking it one day at a time?
I do. And that's a funny part. I've always written my goals down. when I was 19, I wrote my 5-year goals down. And my dad, when I got married, was leaving the house, my dad looked at me and said, your mom and I are doing all right. What are you going to do? Like, don't think you're going to piggyback.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you come to work for me, you're going to be working. You know, and I'd worked for him all my life, but my uncle had other business. I preferred to work for my uncle. Dad and I needed some space when I was in my teens. But anyway, so just, you know, the go get it stuff. And he was very honest. I said, well, I was raised by y'all. I hope to kind of use some of that in my favor. And it worked out. But I wrote my goals down, and I'm not kidding you. The big ones, I exceeded them. And then at 25, I wrote my 5-year goals down then. And I put them in my sock drawer. I put them on a white sheet of paper. Of course, I could only one that could read it because I spell everything exactly how it sounds, but I know what it says, but I was kind of glad it was my code. I mean, you talk about, you know, deciphering something. No one could read it but me. But I folded it where I couldn't see it, and it was on my socks before I had a laptop or a computer. And about every 3 days, I'd be grabbing some socks. I'd hate to see that piece of paper because I'd go, what have you done towards these chicken shit goals that you're all high and mighty about? And it would bring me back to them. And then after I got in my 30s, I realized if I skipped a day, it was going to cost me 6 months down the road because you're never going to get that day back because, you know, it's a delayed deal. You can take a few days off, but if you take more off than 6 months from now, your income's going to be going down. It won't happen all of a sudden is my point. You can be lazy and still make the same money. You go, I mean, I got this. No, you don't. Yeah. You better get back there and earn it because it's going to, you know,
someone's out there gaining on you.
Exactly.
Right? It's like
so just common sense stuff, and make that your paradigm. If anybody were to ask me without me volunteering to everybody I see, so that's it. I mean, it really is writing the goals down and see them. So I've written goals down for this. One of them is I'm going to be on in 5 years. I want to be on the late night talk show that's the most popular, and I'm 3 years into it. So I got 2 more years to be on Jimmy Fallon or whoever's out there right now. Mm-hmm. But I'll be shocked if I'm not. I hope I'm not on TMZ first. But that might get me on Jimmy Fallon.
You made it on the Table One podcast.
Yeah,
you did it. Watch this late at night. It's a late night show.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
You take us up. Maybe we'll be the most popular late night talk show.
I will tell y'all something that happened to me this week. Less than 3 years ago, I was on TCH with Poker RX Mallory. She invited me to be on TCH stream. Probably had 30 people. There's more people in the crowd playing poker than were watching them.
Okay.
3 years later, less than 3 years later, I'm on the big show, the big game. And they tell me that's a big thing. It felt like a big thing. I mean, I went for my deal the night before, and I go, are y'all going to have me in a trailer tomorrow? Because I need to, I think I got to have
makeup.
I mean, come on now. But I mean, I automatically got a little ego. Go, kind of a badass, aren't I? How you doing? Yeah, I'm funnier than most, aren't I? Oh, so. But no, y'all. Moves. But I had one of those moments this week, and I said it in a reel. I go, this is so big, I didn't even have on my little old paradigm list. I mean, on my goal list, but I'm sure it's on there now.
Yeah, pencil it in.
Yeah, so, but just that energy and atmosphere, if you have that written down, not just me, but any of us, and you hold yourself accountable to it, you can't help but move forward. But you're going to get popped trying to move forward.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's good. That's good.
So that's where I am. And I said my sand's moving fast. I don't want to buy an extra day, but I'm dang sure not going to try to waste one. And on this run, you talk about, the outside leverage of the game. I might have been drinking and hanging out a little late when I first started traveling a little bit. And I looked up, man, and it was affecting me in every way. And what I can lean into, I mean, I come by some sorriness naturally. I didn't get that from my mom and dad. I just inherited that from me. So I looked up and I go, you're going to screw all this up by just, and I said, you got these young people in the industry looking at you, and this is what you wanted, and you're going to let the precursory stuff screw stuff up for you. It came to my mind about a year or so ago, and I quit drinking, I guess, about 4 months ago. And when I drank, I might do some extracurricular stuff that you didn't need a prescription for. Not a lot. But it don't take a lot. Yeah. But it don't take a lot. Yeah. Anyway, that's been now close to 5.5, 6 months. And y'all, I've never felt so good being so good.
Congrats, man.
So thank you. And that's my journey. It's not everybody's.
No.
We all have, I hate somebody that doesn't do something. They go, I'm not doing that anymore. I want to hang out with people that are still doing it. It's like, watch me know, damn, I look like that, but that was fun, but it ain't going to be funny in a minute. No, or whatever it is. I mean, it's my own journey, and it's everybody's own journey. Do what, I try to lean into what makes you better. journey traveler.
Speaking of goals, you got any like poker goals?
Yeah,
You got one big
I
tournament you
definitely
wanna take
do.
down?
Well, y'all know there's $1 million game that's played out in LA.
Yeah.
I will play in that game when I've earned $1 million in poker. So that's one of my goals. Now, I haven't netted 100,000 yet, so I got a ways to go. I've won $500,000, but let's say I've lost. I'm not in the black yet.
Slightly more.
Yeah. Some of these websites don't have all my wins down, but they damn sure got every one of my losses. So I would say, give me a 20% hedge. I'm still down about 60%, but I digress.
Yeah.
But that's one of them. Last year I played. They had a satellite for the $1 million game for 25,000. I'd won 25,000 the night before, so I free rolled the first 25. I bought in for the second 25.
That's the one, that lingering one, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So I got to 6 of being able to be, to win into it in that game. And I'm telling you, Shishimi, maybe Brittany knocked me out of the damn thing. And Brittany and I are, we're competitors. It is so funny. I don't know, just those kind of dynamics of people that mean something competitive wise and as people wise. That's another gift in this game that people don't realize. They don't play it at the table with us. There's just so many wins in it by just people that there's no way in the heck I would know these folks. And we see each other here. Hey, what's going on? Give a thug a hug. I came up to give a thug a hug when I saw Brittany. Wow, give a side hug, Britt. Come on, baby.
Do you watch back all the streams? Because you play so many streams.
I do not. Occasionally I will. I tell you what I've never done, and I mean this never. And I learned it from Rampage. He got on tilt with somebody, the negative stuff, and really reached out to it. I know one thing with my dynamics, where I've been and how I've become successful is you're gonna make about 20% of the population really angry that they're not doing what you're doing. But if you've got 60 to 80% that are glad you're doing what you're doing, is right. So the middle ground I don't care about. I want about 10%, 15% hating me in whatever genre I'm in, because then I'm ruffling feathers and game changer. So my wife was watching the stream. I was on the LA deal, and this guy just said, Randy, man, they say some horrible stuff about you. I said, yeah, like what? Well, a guy said, who's this 3-coin, that white beard? He said, I'd like to wipe my rear with that beard. I go, send that man a t-shirt. I was so upset. She goes, oh, are you serious? I go, honey, I got to have them hate me. That tells me I'm doing the right thing. And I go, how many people like you? Well, a bunch. I go, then I'm doing the right thing. But I'd never read any of them, because if I believe the good, I got to believe the bad. And that's going to get me off. I know when I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. It's obvious without having to, get a double check. And at the end of the day, it's my goal. If I let other people affect my goals, are they my goals or theirs? So I really don't listen to I like the pats on the back, and I like the people that want me to fail equally, honestly. Not equally, but I got to have that chip.
All right. And if people do want to leave you a negative comment, can they do what? Twitter, Instagram?
I tell you what, they can walk up to me and say it.
No, I'm saying, where do they follow you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Thank you.
Come on, guys.
Thank you.
Join
Sorry.
on the
Okay. Sorry. We're on Instagram. We have a clothing site called 3Coin, number 3, COIN. And then Randy 3Coin, and we're getting ready to stream. I'm going to do the Nick on Tilt deal. We're starting our YouTube page. We're starting. We're getting it all chopped up, and we've run some podcasts. I'd love to obviously reciprocate, and ours is going to be motivational and also some poker stuff. And we've got to meet so many people that would come. Like y'all have the most entertaining, cool guests. I've only watched a couple, but I see, dang. So anyway, we're having a blast with it, and there's a bigger goal than just poker. Thank goodness poker. I'm still not leaving, but I won't be in your face as much, maybe, but you'll know how to find me on 3Coin Gambles. 3Coin Gambles is our YouTube deal.
Okay, with Z or
with
S?
Yes,
okay.
Gambles.
Okay.
Apostrophe, yeah. English is my second language.
First language is body language.
I can stay. I'm going to have to make that my own.
That's a new t-shirt.
I've got a friend of mine, and he's pretty sassy. His name's Juan. And man, he's just got a lot of self-confidence. I said, Juan, have you lost weight? Slim in the waist, pretty in the face. So I have to say that now too. Somebody say something about 3Coin. I go, baby, you got to stay slim in the waist, be pretty in the face. Now, y'all know that's a joke, but so I will use that. I like that.
All right.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
I guess one more. You've got No Gamble, No Future now. I don't know how far out your plans are. You got any, big stops coming up you want to hit?
Well, Yeah, I'm really, I've had some stuff that was I've been dealing with on a medical side that is coming up roses, coming up, good. And so I'd kind of backed off for the first of the year to that, but now I'm going to go shoot content and play in some tournaments and try to get some more hands in. But like with y'all's game, I love coming there and playing that. When I'm in town, I'm going to stop in there, but I'm only going to play on high-end stuff that gets a lot of views. The ROI on my poker play is not that great. So I'm going to pick and choose, but the tournament plays, it's really important for me. I'm going to really lean into that, and it'll make me a better player all the way around. I'll get more hands in. So hopefully you'll see me on some leaderboards down the road for the first quarter of the year before the WSOP. The big still starts in April through that.
What about the big December WPT?
Oh, yeah. I was going to go to Bahamas, but I've kind of got some sponsorships going here, so it looks like I'm going to have to cancel.
Stay in the U.S. I like that. Yeah, I like that.
And I understand there's complications to get money in and out and all that, and I don't really enjoy traveling that much. Now I don't play the day I travel because I had a horrible incident. I traveled and played in California on the same day, and just the stress at my age and stuff of traveling. I don't have, I was tired when I played. So it's like you were playing the Super Bowl, but you went out with Michael Irvin and Dion the night before. Yeah. But it was travel.
Right.
And so, there's some things that I have to be well prepared for that I'm putting in to make me successful and really get ready and preparing for it. The no drinking, no partying. I'm walking Katy Trail now. I'm not patting myself on the back, but the body you can treat your body like crap. And if it even thinks you're responding and treating it better, it will show up. And I'm really getting excited about that. I'm feeling better and just more energy, sleeping better. So I'm preparing myself for the success that I have to be prepared for. And the way I'm going to get there is if I'm ready training for it. So I'm having fun doing that. The wins are better than giving up the nightlife for sure. And honestly, too, my wife she can take a joke. She married me, but she's liking me a whole lot more now in this newfound me.
That's good.
Sorry, I want to give my wife a T-shirt that just says that. My wife can take a joke. She married me.
Yeah, no, it's true.
I just want a T-shirt that says that, actually.
Yeah, she's something else. That's her right there, red. She's redheaded. And this is a picture of her. I said, I'm going to get a portrait of you on my arm. She goes, that's not me. I said, babe, it's Day of the Dead. It is you. You see the red hair? Oh, she's tough on me, guys. I got hit. They had to call security to us on that WPT and WSOP. Our room got a little loud. I walk in, they go, is there somebody else in the room with you? I said, no, I've been talking to myself. I've been screaming at myself. What? And they were rent-a-cops, right? So Paula had walked out to the deck. He goes, is there somebody else in the room? I said, well, she ran by me and is out there on the deck. If she didn't jump, she's out there. I said, I hadn't gone out there. They looked at me. I said, Paula. She said, what? I go, they're here to pick you up. And they're looking at me like I'm the aggressor. And they go, has there been any physical contact? I go, I ain't no fool. I said, have you seen her boys? I said, there's been a lot of clever cursing.
Clever cursing.
Some threats. But we're good. So finally they took it. I said, and they were slow about leaving. They wanted to talk to my wife again alone, talk to me alone, go, we're not copping the plea. Leave us alone. And Paula said, Paula, help me here. Anyway, so they leave. I said, you rent-a-cops, go do something else. Oh, I was mad, y'all. And, I said, well, y'all going to put me in a cruise ship jail for maybe having a little too much to drink and my wife not being as funny as she was earlier in the day? I don't know. Y'all, I showed my rear as I sometimes do. But the next morning, or even gets up near the night, she goes, babe, did you set the alarm? I go, have we even been asleep? But, we get over it as fast as we get into it. And it's just part of the puzzle.
Oh, man. That's wonderful. I honestly love the intricacies of happy marriages.
Oh, yeah.
I honestly do.
When I first became the 3-coin, I go third person more than Garth Brooks. Garth would talk about Garth, I'll talk about 3-coin. She is not as excited about 3-coin as 3-coin is. So she told me one day, she goes, what's this deal with 3-coin? This, that, other. She said, how long are you going to be into this? I said, so long I'll catch you on the way back down. She said, oh, really? She said, well, I may not be here when you catch me. I said, if you leave me, I'm going with you. I said, you buy the house, I'll buy the properties around you. She said, your sorry ass would, wouldn't you? I go, hell yeah, you ain't leaving me. So a year or two passes, and then we're seeing some success, and she's kind of believing it a little bit. I said, I don't guess you're leaving me. She said, I'm still thinking. She keeps me on my toes, y'all. Trust me, she is still thinking.
Well, you got the tattoo. I think you're committed. Bro.
I think
Committed to the bit.
I am. No, I am. And that's the other reason I got the 3 coin in the Scorpion. It's going to be either the greatest failure of my life, or it's going to be now. I go, I've got this thing set up. I've got to make this happen. So it's part of the puzzle.
That's good reminders.
That's motivation. Motivation for sure.
Do y'all want to do something else to be run a show? I mean, I'm sorry I'm taking over, y'all.
Oh,
I've had so much
this
fun.
has been wonderful.
I've had so much fun.
No, it's
I feel
good.
like we could have you on once a month, and I don't think we'd cover the same story
Get with my
twice.
sponsors.
We'll talk to Mallory.
Talk to Mallory.
She was nice.
Oh, she's the best. And that's the other part, too. I mean, Mallory opened the door for me. Wolfgang got me on No Gamble, and I think you might have been on the show there. Y'all, he called me. I'm at the airport, and Wolfgang knew I was in town, and Buffalo Bill had backed out. And literally, and Paula left the day before. She's mad at me. She goes back to Dallas early, which happened before. So she's back, and I said, dang, I got to fly back to Dallas to see Paula. Hope she's not still mad at me. So the phone rings, and my bags are, I'm about to board. Wolfgang goes, Sadler. Hey, Wolfgang, he said, are you still in Vegas? I said, I am. My bags are on the plane. He goes, you got a seat at No Gamble, No Future. I go, I better go buy some clothes. So I go, and I call Paula. I said, hey, babe. She goes, what?
Pick up my bags from the airport.
I go, what? She goes, what? I go, I need you to fly back to Vegas.
Oh, okay.
She goes, if you lost your freaking mind. I go, we know that's true. I said, babe, Wolfgang's got me on a show. She, good luck with that. I go, no, honey, you've got to come back. Y'all, she came back. I was high winner that day. I'd never won over 50,000. I think I netted nearly 75, 76. So on the big stage, it really gets my momentum, and I find something more times than not. And that is another deal, just like with y'all. I mean, you progress in this game. If you continue to progress, you'll stop when you get stopped. And always there's been something through this journey that's kept me wanting to show me that I can do it to another level. And only I'm the judge of that, just like y'all are. But I mean, some people, he's done this, done that. It's glass half empty or full. Well, I'll let you know when it's half empty because I'll be gone. It's still half full with me. And I hope it stays that way. I hope I never catch the carrot that's in front of me.
I think that's a good way to end it, actually.
Yeah.
I honestly, that's a good sentiment there.
Do they just inject people with like good metaphors and one-liners in Texas?
Kidding.
Or?
Oh, God. I'm going to rewatch this just so I can write down some of the stuff so I can reuse it in my life.
All right, come here. Give a thug a hug. Give thugs a hug. Thank you for doing this.
Me and my buddy, we making all of this money. Yeah, I know it's rude to be bragging. They never catching us slacking.